Amendment 3 has created a lot of buzz here in the state of Florida, and it's crucial that voters understand the real impact of what it'll do here in our state. Now, here at My Florida Green, we believe in having a healthy discourse when it comes to controversial topics, especially ones like Amendment 3. So in an effort to create a fair and balanced conversation about Amendment 3, on October 23rd, we invited the Policy Director of Smart and Safe, Jake Hoffman, the committee behind Amendment 3, to join us in a live stream discussion. Now, rather than having a debate, we engaged in a discussion to help educate voters and ultimately allow you to decide. In this clip from our discussion, we explore how Amendment 3 could favor large companies already in the industry. So the next one, and it's kind of teeters on what we were just talking about. So will the amendment limit competition by favoring these large vertical integrated companies already in the industry? And I know it's kind of expanding what we just talked about.
Yeah, it's fine. The amendment has nothing to do with, favoring anybody. The framework that currently exists for the medical program that you've been discussing, that is what favors large companies. The idea of whatever they're going to do when they get up there in Tallahassee next year, that part of it could, they have every ability to make it better or make it worse. And it's not the amendment that will do that. Again, the amendment forces this on their desk for them to address, okay, and to create a full framework. Because if you do not get a full framework done, it's going to be the same problems that you're complaining about, 8 years, not just you, sorry, I don't mean to say you, but I mean I hear it from the medical industry, right? Like that they are upset about the way that this has been handled over the last 8 years. And you're going to continue to see the same problems unless this amendment is passed and it is forced upon their desk to address. But, favoring competition, all that stuff, Tallahassee will set how much it costs for a license, right? Like they will set the vertical integration rules. They will set how many licenses are giving out. They are the ones that set all of these things. This amendment simply says people who have a license can sell. So who has a license and how they get it is entirely up to Tallahassee afterwards.
Well, and I think because it's a constitutional amendment, this has to be addressed prior. And that's the problem that I'm having with it. And again, kind of breaking down vertical integration, because you're talking about the Amendment 3 is not separate from the medical bill. It's the same. It literally adds on to the medical bill. So they're one and the same. Literally, Amendment 3 just literally took the medical bill, in my opinion, kind of hijacked it and added adult use to it. So with that being said, the framework is it's vertical integration. So meaning, I just want to go over some of the costs here, right? Because, that is a big concern for a lot of people here, especially our patients that want to have access to some of the smaller cultivators. So a grow license is $146,000 just to be in the lottery. Okay. And then we're talking, the vertical integration, you got to own every part of it. Like I said, the grow, you're talking about land acquisition, the packaging and processing, all of that, that's $50 million plus, right? That has to be separated from medical. There's no other way to make this appropriate to be able to maintain and actually continue to honestly serve, patients in the medical program. And then, let's take a look at what happens to businesses when they have to scale up rapidly, because let's face it, if this passes, there's going to be a lot of people lining up at dispensaries when it gets active to go buy products, right? And what happens to businesses when they have to scale up rapidly? This is what happens. Quality almost always suffers. You scale up rapidly, your supply chain's down here, you got to catch up. And what's going to end up happening over the long term, quality is going to go down. That's just how it happens with every business that scales up rapidly. With most businesses anyway. And, medical patients really deserve diversity. In products, because it's the quality, it's the diversity which drives the quality, and that's the products they need to treat their conditions. And I can tell you, we have a platform that has thousands of very positive outcomes but it requires some specific attention to really good quality products. That's what this threatens, is quality products, because if this happens in this way, right, and again, doesn't change the current medical vertical integration, when the supply stays down, demand goes up, there's going to be a lot of dispensaries that can't even keep up. So they're going to end up folding. And what that'll create the groundwork for is other bigger dispensaries that come in and just buy out their licenses. And that's a possibility. I'm not saying that's going to happen. It could, And that's why this all has to get figured out long before it goes to a constitutional amendment and becomes permanently a part of our Constitution. If you want to see the entire live stream discussion, unscripted and unedited, go to our YouTube channel, or you can go to our Facebook page for My Flow to Green, or you can get the audio versions on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Feel free to check us out. Get educated before you vote.